is a colonizer's scam.
While the poor get poorer, the settlers steal more land from Palestine to fertilize it.
Homelessness is a colonizer's scam. Hey y'all, welcome everybody to the Homefulness. Not one, not two, not three, but number
4. We're all the formerly Houseless, now Homeful residents of Homefulness 1, a homeless people's solution to homelessness, happening right now in Deep East Wachun, Oakland, currently housing 25 houseless youth, adults, and elders.
Homefulness. Homefulness comes from a dream, a demand for shelter, necessities for a roof over your head. This was a vision of Mama D and Tiny and so many other poverty scholars. So this is, homelessness is our problem. Homefulness is the solution. So in 1966, Huey Newton and Bobby Steele put together 10 points of demand. Now number 10 is the one that directly reflects what homefulness is. Because we want land, we want bread, we want housing, we want education, we want clothing, we want justice and peace, not only to survive but to thrive. And homefulness provides all of these. All power to the people, because there is power in the people, as you can see. Believe it.
Ashe, today is the prayer and protocol ceremony from Yelamu to Africa for ancestors and this small but mighty part of Mama Earth, followed by a press conference where we'll explain our vision and work here to build a homeless people's solution to homelessness and to begin the process to legally and spiritually unsell this small part of Mama Earth.
This is a colonizer's scam.
Sudan back, Congo back, Haiti back, West Papua back, Kashmir back.
Yes.
Wachun and Yelamu back.
Yes.
Right here on so-called Cesar Chavez Street. Right here where all our neighbors, relatives, say hi to them. They're all surveilling us right now. Where they called up police on poor and houseless people because we didn't clean up the homeless problem. So we're going to lovingly and prayerfully invite them in. It's a calling in, not a calling out. We've all been lied to in capitalism. We've all been lied to about the violent settler lie of so-called private property. And we need to decolonize and degentrify our minds from that lie, as well as the settler lie of public property. Because we know it's not really for the public. But as my Uncle Bilal says, it depends on your complexion protection. So I want to say that again. Land back! Land back! Because Mama Earth
It's not for sale.
Mama Earth
It's not for sale.
I want to make sure the ancestors can hear us. Mama Earth
It's not for sale.
Madre Tierra no se vende. Madre Tierra Madre Tierra Oh. So it is really, first of all, I just want a couple housekeeping things. There is a porta potty over there, if anybody needs to use the bathroom, that we rented with blood-stained and love-stained dollars. Thanks to our community reparators. I just want to lift up that us poor people don't got 2 nickels to put together. Made this possible only because of the rapid redistribution of our badass community reparators. And together as housed and houseless people, we can unsell Mama Earth.
Yes.
So having said that, there's also some chairs, remember, young people to practice eldership as we teach at Homefulness. So any elders who need chairs, there's chairs over here. There's also some chairs mixed in. Do not feel ashamed or embarrassed to walk up. I also want to say there's so many beautiful family here. And I want to say that my Mama D is smiling right now. So before we do anything, we're going to be asking proper permission and protocol to the peoples of this land. Because if we understand and overstand that Mama Earth is not for sale, we understand and overstand that we need to operate in a good way on all this stolen land. That we need to ask permission. So we have the beautiful blessing of our Ramatush relative here from this stolen land who's going to be offering a prayer. Greg Castro, we can bring you up. After that, we'll be offering prayer. We'll be offering prayer in the tradition of Ifa, Africa, because we know that all of Mama Earth is on a change of liberating and loving. And so we have the beautiful Sister Leger, and then we'll be offering prayer in the Southern Turtle Island tradition. Before we start with this prayer, if I can... After that, we'll be doing a press conference and making sure that people know that, unfortunately, the act of being poor and houseless is still a settler crime on the stolen land. And it's up to all of us to shift that. So thank you, everybody, for your beautiful time here, for spending this time with us. And please, let's continue and feel the love. And don't forget to wave to your now loving neighbors.
Aww. We love you, Tiny.
Shatuhi, greetings, relatives. I'm very honored to be here today to greet people that remember, at least in part, who they are and how they're supposed to be. My name is Greg Castro. I'm Totral Slinen, Rumson, and Ramatush-Ohlone, and the Culture Director for the Association Ramatush-Ohlone, which is the nonprofit that are the caretakers of the Ramatush culture and heritage here in the San Francisco Peninsula. So much of what we call Yelamu, which now is called San Francisco, is paved, right? Just like you feel underneath us right now, right? This asphalt, this facade that's been put over Mother Earth. But we know that Mother Earth just sees that as an annoyance, and through that barrier rises up the heart and spirit of Mother Earth, which is what infused our ancestors for thousands of years, and for which daily they celebrated that intimate connection with their homeland. Part of that connection, part of that understanding, coming from the original instructions, the sacred obligations given to all people all across the world, for the place that they came from, to remember that place, to remember what it means to be from that place. It's a gift. It is not something promised to them, not something they're entitled to. It is a gift that has been given to them from the people that came before, and they remember who they're supposed to gift it after. And hopefully, our original instructions tell us how to not only give it over as well, but better than we received it. Those instructions, those obligations, those commitments, that sacredness has been ripped away literally from the people of Yelamu. We were almost entirely annihilated. Within a little over 100 years, 90 95 or more percent of our people were gone. Only a handful survived into the 20th century, and only one had descendants that formed the 4 family groups of the Ramaytush community today. And sadly, none of them were within their own homeland. We were the first victims of gentrification. We've been unable to come back to live here. But we haven't forgot our obligations. We haven't forgot our sacred instructions given to us at the beginning of time. We know the mandate from Creator and the first people that came before us that taught us those instructions is that to take care of the land and take care of all the living things on it. And those things have survived for thousands and thousands of years, and even through the genocide, that is the most important thing that survived. Those instructions that we need to remember. And this society today makes it really hard to remember those things, right? That's why we're here today. That is an obligation that we all have. Even some of us who don't remember our original places. We are all indigenous to some place. I'm sure that at those places, those same instructions applied. But if you're someplace else, you can still help those people be a part of the solution. And that's what is so important to be here today with your community here, bringing back part of those original instructions to take care of all the living things on it. So here we are in this piece of asphalt that will someday bring hopefulness to our community and our people. Very grateful for this community to come in here and help us because there's so few of us and none of us live here anymore. We all commute in, execute our sacred responsibilities. We could use all the help we can since there's so few of us. And that you remember your original instructions. And even if you can't apply them to where you came from, you can apply them here. Because to Mother Earth, it's all one. So if you do it here, you do it to your own place. It's all about the goodness that you remember and that you bring forth and you share. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And I'd like to start this off with a song. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Wanna go away when wanna go away when hey, salala, hey, salala. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lejeune, and in 2012, I became homeless. 3 years ago, they destroyed my community on Wood Street. 2 years ago, I became the 16th resident at Homefulness. And in 4 days, I'll be returning home to Africa to become initiated and start my journey of being a priestess in the Isheshe tradition. And I just want to say that it's because of the medicine of homefulness that I'm able to be upheld by such a wonderful and supporting community so that I can continue to give back to my community. So we need more solutions like homefulness. Ashe. So today I'm going to be sharing a prayer from my tradition. First, I'm going to be, Angel Heart's going to help me just pour libations here. We're asking for a prayer for health, wealth, and then for the ancestors. And it's in Yoruba. Irise, irise, irise. Ìkaàkó òtúrúbọ̀ ìdẹ̀rẹ̀ àdífá fún ìgbà ìtísí ọmọ Odùduwà bọ́bú alárìsọ̀pọ̀ ìbá jámọ́ kí a tó sáwó ìbá bàbá ìbá yèyé ìbá olúwo ìbá ojúbọ̀nà ẹ̀wà bá lẹ́sẹ̀ wọ̀ àdífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà rọjò tí bàbá ráyè ìsinmi ẹbọ wọn ni ó ṣe Ọ̀rúnmìlà sì gbẹ́bọ nígbẹ̀ orúbọ ó gbẹ̀rù ó tẹ̀rù kì í fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ jìnnà ẹwà bá ní ní jẹ̀bútúre làbá ní lẹ́sẹ̀ ó bá òrìṣà ìjẹ́ onífunmi tútù rúbọ wàkàsà ìsẹ́mi nígbẹ̀ ni wa. Now for wealth. Opele loyota ndoda kundele adia fomberegede itisi yeye ojúmọ́ tó wá ẹ lóní ojúmọ́ àìkú bẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ìfẹ́ òní yeye ojúmọ́ tó wá ẹ lóní ojúmọ́ ajé ojúmọ́ ire bọ́bọ́ ni bẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ìfẹ́ òní yeye ojúmọ́. And now to the ancestors. Egungun aye iba, egungun koroba, egungun koroba, egungun koroba. Ipani edi eba lokun, ara olokun, ara oredi ye. Adifa fomi egungun, on tolombo asile aye, eboloni kuma amuse, ogbebo nikbe orubo. Egungun okuo agbe mi o, egungun ashe.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Jay. Hi, Eric Castro. Again, we're going to be offering Sandanza Azteca, which is corporal prayers. Again, as indigenous people from south of the border, we recognize that this is a lonely land. Their creation stories come from down south of Mexico, right? And again, we're here being a good guest. And it's beautiful to see different people from all walks of life, right? This is what the Bay Area is about. And again, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to start in this in a good way, acknowledging Mama Earth. And again, also with the help of some folks, they told us a little bit of history of this land. That actually, several hundred years ago, there was a small creek running right through the middle of this place, right? As many of us know, the water is really nearby. And we know, myself as a Purepecha, which were water people right next to the coast, we know that wherever there was bodies of water, that's where people gather. And that's where people exchange and barter. And so again, thank you, Greg Castro, thank you, Auntie Corina Gold, who also are pioneers in our work of recognizing and making sure that the books don't forget that this is still a lonely territory and that we still live on a stolen land. And again, that surely, with the Homefulness project, we're bringing these lands back to the ancestors and the back of an indigenous way. So we all offer some corporal prayers. I don't know if Alvaro wants to say some quick words. I know we're men of many words, so we try to keep it short.
Well, no, really, me quitaron todas mis palabras, pero quiero decirles que hay esperanza.
I want to say that there's hope.
En un sistema que vivimos,
In this system that we live in,
no podemos creer en ellos.
we can't hope for them. We can't believe in them.
Yo vengo de un lugar que son las chinampas.
I come from a place called Chingampas,
En México, Tenochtitlán.
Mexico, Tenochtitlan.
Y venimos aquí a este lado de América
We come to this side of America
a buscar un sueño americano.
to look for the American dream.
A veces se vuelve en una pesadilla.
But oftentimes it turns into a nightmare.
En este lugar, yo le digo, donde la neblina, el sol, la luna y las estrellas siempre nos ven juntos.
In this place, the sun, the stars, the moon, they come with us. They come together.
Es el área de la bahía, el Yelamu.
It's the Bay Area, Yelamu.
Yo les pido respeto a toda esta gente
I
que nos ha recibido.
ask for respect from all these people, and I've received respect from all these people.
Entonces, muchas gracias. Vamos a ofrecer nuestro rezo.
Thank you so much. We're gonna offer our prayer.
Y pues muchas gracias a Homefulness
And thank you
por
to Homefulness
magazine.
for magazine. Oh my God.
We're still alive. Ladies, people, still alive.
Before we start, I want to let people know there's a little rug here. People want to sit down. People can come in. You don't have to stand outside. We'll make it work, family. I know this is, like Greg said, Mother Earth has been covered by this violent asphalt and this concrete and all these colonial things, but for those of you who want to squeeze together on a little carpet here, please do. And come on in, fam.
Yeah, we're going to start with four directions, but you know, since in our tradition, this is beautiful altar, so we're going to be danced in front of the altar. So we have to give you the back, so don't feel bad. Keep praying with us.
I just want to say one other thing, that we're honoring our ancestor, Dr. Jose Cuellar, that without whom I don't think Poor Magazine would be here. He took care of me and my mom when we were on the street. He was a teacher, a warrior, and a beautiful OG poverty scholar. And he prayed with the first Homefulness in Uchun on the first day we were there. And so today he's praying with us as well. So honoring his spirit, as well as all of our beautiful ancestors, Broken Cloud and Lori and Kathy Galvez and Catherine Campbell and so many more. Oh my God. extra love to these prayer warriors here.
Yes, yes. Such a beautiful time to be alive, be a part of this historical ceremony. For just, Homefulness does it one land parcel at a time. And once again, we want to thank our Solidarity family and the co-people's hands who put this all together. So welcome again to this powerful day, launching the medicine of Homefulness in Yelamu, number 4. We will be doing a brief conference to hear from the Houseless co-leaders of Homefulness and comrade warriors of Yelamu, working on the struggle for poor folks in occupied Yelamu, so-called San Francisco. First, we will begin with the press conference reading from our people's agreement, created by all of us, houseless, formerly houseless, poor folks, who launched Homefulness and continue to work on this beautiful liberation. Also inviting folks to come up and help us paint some beauty in this land on the back wall. All power to the people.
So this is the people's agreement. I'm just going to add a little bit more. We do not involve ourselves with police, with ICE, with the settler liars who supposedly keep us safe. Never. Shout out to our beautiful warriors right now in occupied Turtle Island fighting every day. So we get ICE out of everywhere! Well, guess what? ICE and police aren't here.
That's right.
Okay, and they never will be.
That's right.
But that isn't just something we started.
Here.
That's something that Poor Magazine, Prensa Pobre, has lived with from day one of our poor people-led liberation. Because we are predated on and police harassed and incarcerated just for being alive in this stolen land. So having said that, we created our own agreements. We created agreements that hold us together without the government state, without the terrorists who keep this capitalist system going. Best believe that's not easy. For young people in the room, please overstand. Let's not fetishize or minimize the struggle of holding each other to our agreements without a state agent of terror looming down our shoulder. Because all we have is each other. Am I going to get a witness on that? But if really all we have is each other, then each other is who we're accountable to. And so our beautiful family elders, of which there are many beautiful relatives, they're not just elders by chronology. Shout out to my son Ibu, to Junebug, to Omawali, Francis, to Momi, to Angel Heart, to so many more, who we go to with our struggles that are very serious. We're poor people, we hurt each other. They're very serious. But we work them out without engaging the violence of state terror. So having said that, we're going to read you a little bit of that People's Agreement, which is all we have as we begin this beautiful ceremony, this prayer that we call Homefulness, Yelamu.
Y bien rapidito, ¿verdad? Para lo que está pasando, pues estamos aquí ofreciendo un poquito de ceremonia, ¿verdad? Reconociendo a los Ramatu Shaloni, ¿verdad? De la gente Aloni, como gente pobre que venimos de diferentes pueblos africanos, aztecas, indígenas, zapotecos, ¿verdad? Haciendo esta ceremonia para sembrar esta semilla en este pedacito aquí en la misión, ¿verdad? Y pues bien rapidito, ¿verdad? De lo que habla este acuerdo de la gente, así como nos enseñaron a los indígenas de pensar en las siguientes 7 generaciones, ¿verdad? No más en nosotros que vamos a vivir más de 100 años cada uno que estamos aquí, pero también en los jóvenes que vienen las otras generaciones. Y este acuerdo de la gente habla de eso, que esperemos que en 100 años, 200 años, 300 años, estas tierras todavía pertenezcan a la comunidad. We just quickly also one thing about this beautiful prayer and these beautiful acuerdos, palabras, words, is that we also, just like our native folks Saptaras about the 7 generations, right? We invoking that in 100, 200, 300 years, 400 years, this still remains a community place. And then it never gets gentrified or turned into condominiums or anything like that. And so, my line is, we understand and agree that
We are stewards of the land. We, the landless, houseless, indigenous, poor peoples who launched Homefulness,
Our children and our children's children and generations beyond who
Thanks to Homefulness are now homeful, and we
do not own the earth!
None of us who live here own the land and never will.
Signed, the Elephant Council, the Living and Ancestral Elders Council, and the Spirit Peoples from all four corners of Mama Earth.
This is an excerpt from the porn magazine Homefulness, Manifesto, People's Agreement 2025.
Álvaro o Irma. Es un extracto de prensa. Entiendo que estoy de acuerdo que somos administradores de las tierras. Nosotros, los sin tierra, los sin hogar, los indígenas, los pueblos pobres que lanzaron Homefulness. Teo
y nuestros hijos y hijos de los niños de las generaciones más allá, que gracias a Homefulness ahora son Homeful. No poseen a la madre tierra. Ninguno de los que vivimos aquí es dueño de esta tierra. La tierra no se vende y nunca lo hará. Firmado por el Consejo de Elefantes, el Consejo de Ancianos Vivos y Ancestrales y los pueblos espirituales de los cuatro rincones de la madre tierra.
That little bit of extract of that document took us many years to even create, over many elephant meetings. What's an elephant meeting? We're matriarchal, like our elephant relatives, interdependence at our core, and we do not look to some state agent to solve our problems, but we also recognize that all of us have a voice and we all have to move together. So the elephant circle is one of the very powerful ways that we operate outside of the system, but inside of each other's space and love and liberation. Having said that, we want to call up one of our first speakers for the little mini press conference, none other than the amazing and the powerful and the original warrior from prayer, Karina Gold. Come on.
powerful speakers.
Who can tell us a little bit about whatever they want to talk about all the land protecting work they're doing, but also their work with Uchun Homefulness.
Thank you, relatives. It's really great to be here today in Yelamu. Thank you, Greg, for welcoming us to your territory. I come from the East Bay. My lands are over there, and I am so grateful to be here in Yelamu helping to celebrate the return of this land to indigenous and poor people, and to do this work together with Homefulness. I've been working with Homefulness probably since 2011, doing work in Huchun in my home territory, and I'm also the tribal chair for the Confederated Villages of Lashawn Nation in that area. I also run I'm the co-founder and co-director of the Segurite Land Trust, the first. And so it's an honor to be here, to be a part of this, to see these dreams happening in our lifetime. So many of us have been displaced and have been thrown away. And still we see people being swept on the streets every single day. And Homefulness has held us accountable, has held us as community from all four directions to look at what is happening here to our fellow human beings and what is our responsibility to each other. And so that's why what keeps me here working with Homefulness to do this work of ungentrifying and returning Mama Earth to the real people that is going to take care of it. So our prayers today, our prayers together, is to remember that prior to colonization, prior to all of these people showing up in our land and creating these laws, that there was not a concept of homelessness or hunger in our territories. And that there was always a place for people to be. When we gathered together at a village site called Segurite in my territory in 2011 when we took over that land, that there was a place for everyone to be there. That everyone that came to that land came not maybe knowing what it was that they could bring to that movement at that time. But in that village site, we were reawakened. We were reawakened to understanding what it was like to be a human being again. And when we did that work together across all of these different nations that came there, when we prayed at that circle together, we understood that we could bring our best selves. And that's what we did. Whether it was making up at 5 o'clock in the morning and creating coffee for everybody or food for everybody to eat, or if it was cutting the wood that would go on those ceremonial fires, or if it was taking care of the children. No one was given a job, but people found out what job it was that they were supposed to do. Creating these places and spaces that are throughout my territory, throughout Yelamu, that is going to happen in Tavangar, that is happening up in that Homefulness is bringing this dream alive, to bring people back together to being human beings. And so I just thank you all, relatives, for the prayers and the support, and for coming out and doing this work together to become human beings again.
Definitely needs to go. I just want to lift up that we are standing on all this asphalt and concrete, and that there is so much that we have to do to unsail this small part of Mother Earth. Because evicted, swept, and kicked settler towns like these don't give a shit. Let's get very clear. One of the reasons all of our loving neighbors called the police on us is because we didn't sweep relatives who were already sleeping here. We refused to do that.
That's right.
Right? Because you cannot sweep humans. We are not trash. We operated in a different way. But guess what? Capitalism killed everything, even our patience. And so nobody could wait to get the homeless people off the land. So DPW circled and cops circled. DPW, even though like we're supposedly private, right? Whatever that lie means. But they were here to sweep us. Oh yeah. Anyway, it was a big long line of people here to sweep us. And we held the line. And we held our folks. And we raised reparations to get them into Homefulness Hotel Fund. And we raised reparations to break them off, because maybe that's what they needed. And we raised love and support. But again, it's not that is easy, because that move is not supported by the settler state. I want to call out that there are so many beautiful warriors out here today. There's a beautiful Living Wage Coalition. And where do we go, Berkeley? The beautiful warriors in June. We have our relatives from RG and Street Commons in the house, and that's what I wanted to bring up another poor and houseless people-led movement who right now is working to liberate and not incarcerate. So can we bring up Wood Street Commons family?
Hello guys, I'm going to pass the mic because I got caught off guard.
You're supposed to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. What are we saying here? I'm Leger, and I was unhoused on Wood Street, and we still provide mutual aid and, love to our folks still experiencing homelessness in Oakland and all across wherever we can reach. And we have solutions. They need to center our experience and our voice at the table and stop canceling us, pushing us away, trying to put us in jail, trying to basically kill us, get rid of us. We ain't going nowhere.
has she/we pronouns,
And the queen of sweeps defense.
me and many others in Huichin go around and we are really
Jazz is so humble, y'all. Jazz be out there all night. Looking out behind the Jazz going.
we help people keep their homes and move their vehicles and all that. And I want to lift up Rasta and his family who transitioned from us too soon but is with us here today, and who also was taken by the violence of sweeps that is happening every day, as what we're fighting against every day.
Well, it's good and very nice to see all of these bright and beautiful faces out here today. But this is a dark time. This is a time where people are turning their backs away from each other. This is the time where we should be loving one another. Doing things like what Homefulness is doing to support ourselves, because there's nobody else going to do it but us. So let's stand up, fight, and go see the politicians. That's where the real fight is at.
Let's just keep leading into that relatives, and then it'll be with us, right? And we can unsell all of these spaces and places around us. I want to say that we did a thing called liberation easement, which has never been done before, and it spiritually and legally codifies the permanent unselling of Mother Earth. Meaning that right now, for those of you who don't know, Homefulness is rent-free forever housing. That model, again, not possible without the model of community reparations. People have to know that that is something that happens over time because we've all been lied to in capitalism. I urge people who are here, who haven't gone to People School, to consider going. It's coming up next weekend. It's on Zoom. You can do it on Zoom or you can do it off. It's for poverty scholars and it's for folks with race and class privilege. To radically redistribute, to learn the medicine of liberating these blood-stained dollars into love-stained dollars, and to operate a different way at a time when we need everybody to operate in a different way. I also want to let folks know that we'll be immediately starting programming here, because even though we don't have a building for a minute, we haven't raised any of that money, and we don't know how long that'll be. We're going to be starting our street newsroom out here on February 20th, every Friday, with free, beautiful, healthy food, and then our survival poetry workshop on February 13th. We believe that poor people should be paid for our stories. We do not believe in more fetishizing and lying and more about us without us media, because guess what? We have our own voice. We don't want to tell the truth. So people get some information also for poverty scholars in the room. Sign up if you're interested in services, if you're interested in Homefulness hotel funds. These are all immediate ways that we're trying to redistribute resources into poor people's hands so that we get out of this cycle of violent sweeps. Having said that, I want to bring up my sister, daughter of Mama D from another mother, my mom, daughter from another mother, but not really, because Mama D's other daughter. A poet and a powerful member of the Poets Project, along with me, and a member of the Elders Council, and also wears about 6,000 hats, just like I do. Jumbo, come on!
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. I'm overwhelmed with love. And I feel like I'm on the beginning of a journey of a long and waited dream to come true. And I'll wear any hat that I need to wear to help serve my community. I'm born and raised here. In fact, I was born just right one block down the street here. My auntie lived right here, my mom's sister. I got displaced from this neighborhood because of Ellis Act evictions. and I became homeless and slept outside at age 8 years old.
Whoa.
To be able to have homefulness on this land, on land liberated back, because no one is supposed to own land. So I am a daughter of an Aboriginal Hawaiian man, and I am also the great-granddaughter of a grandfather who was stolen from the Philippines to work the sugarcane and pineapple plantations. And when colonization comes on the scene, the indigenous people of the land become houseless. So my whole life, we are fighting to decolonize housing and to decolonize childcare. So before I came here, I was one of the speakers at the ECE Coalition to speak on how can we have free childcare.
Yeah.
But when I say free childcare, I'm speaking to parents being honored in a real way to be able to take care of our children. Because we're dealing with a system that is taking our children and telling us we can educate them better than you. We can take care of them better than you. This goes back to indigenous peoples of this land, how indigenous children were taken, how Aboriginal children were taken from Australia. It goes on and on and on. Taking our children and now giving us this, oh, if you want childcare. Taking our homes and then trying to get us caught up in a confusing housing system. So I'm a freedom fighter. Are you a freedom fighter? Yeah! Are you here to fight for free housing? Yeah! Are you here to fight for the children? Yeah! Are you here to fight for our families? Yeah! For all our communities. Yeah! Every single community here together in solidarity. Yeah! That's what Fred Hampton believed in, right? Yeah! All of us coming together. Like Auntie Francis said, all power to the people. Why? Because there's power in the people. Sometimes all we have is each other, like Tiny said. You may not have a penny or a pot to piss in or a roof over your fucking head. Excuse me, children. But all we have is each other. But with each other, we made homefulness. With each other, look what we can do. Look what we can build. Because race and rent are lies. And that we're taught to force to buy into. But we resist and we build together because we have each other. Which means we have medicine from each other. We have skills that we build together with each other. And with our poems, we build homes. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for some of the people that I invited to be in this space. And I know I don't want to embarrass you, but my sister Trisha in the back, wave your hand. That's my hermana. She came, she supported me, and I appreciate you, and she's a true poverty scholar. Lex, thank you, my brother, for being here. And the beautiful elder, my tita Lydia, thank you for being here. Thank you. And I'm hoping to be one of the Homefulness members on this liberated land. Okay? Thank you. Because all we have is each other. But that's a good thing, because I'd rather have you than a fucking pig in my face. I'd rather have you than some fucking social worker that wants to feed me some bullshit and give me the runaround. Right? I'd rather have you. When we talk about neighbors calling on our unhoused community members, I'd like to speak to you if you can hear me through your window or your closed curtain or you're peeking through. You want to call the police on us for being unhoused, but never did you call the police on that landlord that evicted that family and threw them in the streets. Did you ever call the police on the landlord that said it's okay, that Ellis Act evictions are okay, that a child can be homeless in the streets? How come we're not fighting to lower the rents? It's too high. Working class families can't afford this. And instead of investing into actual homefulness, they want to keep putting into bullshit like family shelters. So homefulness is something that should sweep across the whole entire planet mama. And when when I speak back to liberated land is because in Hawaiian culture, the land is my sibling. I am connected to this land. Me and this land are one. Me and this land are family. We take care of each other. Along with the sky being my father and the water being my mom. Right? We're all together. And, you know, I'm still very, very angry about what happened here on MLK Day on Monday when my sister Tiny texted me about hearing about 3 cop cars coming. I thought about MLK's dream. So I'm going to read this little piece that I wrote. I wonder if MLK's dream included the poverty scholars, the welfare mamas, the migrante workers, the homeless, the poor, the unemployed, the streets, the broke, the evicted, the arrested, the people who are at the mercy of a government that kills us, arrests us, steals from us, and criminalizes us. I wonder if MLK's dream included the Po Nation. Because it's more than just black and white. Smoke screens to deceive the color that matters the most is green. Because racial capitalism sleeps with white supremacy. And everyone is forced to pay for the lies of rent and race. See, until Homefulness came on the scene, no one gave a fuck about that homeless child's dream. Homefulness. Thank you.
A few more speakers, and then we're going to invite you guys to come up and help us paint beauty into this small part of Mother Earth. You know that art is an integral part of what we do. Please know that. That Poor Magazine is a poor and houseless people-led movement that is rooted in art. And art is survival for so many of us who've been through trauma so deep that we can't speak. I want to remind folks that us poor and houseless people made our own movie. How about that? And I have a beautiful sister, Stephanie, right here, who witnessed the murder of Luis Demetrio Gonga Pet, only about 8 blocks from here, by police for being brown, indigenous, and houseless in this occupied land. I have my beautiful auntie, Sister Frances, who's gone through the violence of gentrification. My sister Junebug, myself, Mutiado. The movie is us taking back those stories. Because as we say, we're not acting, we're living. So please come and see the next one. It's going to be a black rep in Uchun on February 21st. And then a little exclusive for this badass crowd on April 7th. It's going to be at Artist Television Access. What is April 7th? The angelversary of the murder of Luis Demetrio Gonga Pet. 10 years without justice. And while I bring him up, I need to bring up Luis Tomaj, burned alive for sleeping outside. Hold that in your heart, relatives. We don't need the politricksters and the polites because the hate is surrounding us. And that's violence. That hate is violence. Having said that, again, us poor people don't got 2 nickels to put together. Who walk and march and fight and scream and cry because it gets too hard that we want to just die. A beautiful sister from across the street came up today to me. She's taking care of her grandfather across the street. She's houseless. And she said, it gets so hard sometimes I really don't think I can get through another day. I said, well, I feel you, unfortunately, in the deepest way. But the only way us poor people don't got 2 nickels to put together could do this is because of the beautiful liberation work of folks with race and class privilege who radically redistribute. House people and houseless people walking together. I don't want your save your crumbs, relatives. I want your solidarity and your liberation. So walk together with us, right? Well, that's what our beautiful Solidarity family who graduate from People's School, that's what they're part of. And so I want to bring up with so much love a beautiful warrior siblings, Mo, Mohini, and River, and maybe Vero. Also want to shout out to Sustainable Economies Law Center. We love you, liberation lawyers.
Hi y'all. When I was 14 years old, I started volunteering for Habitat for Humanity in Westchester, New York. Coming from a class-privileged background, I remember learning so much about inequality and housing insecurity from the leader of Habitat Westchester, who also taught me what it looks like to show up authentically and passionately for your community. Although I went on to do some wealth redistribution organizing for Habitat, I also remember being a little confused when I asked whether the homes would be given away for free. No, the staff replied. People would still have to buy the homes with a low-interest loan. I didn't know what that meant, but it felt wrong. And so fast forward to today, I'm so grateful for the leadership and mentorship I've gotten from Tiny and the Poor Magazine family over the last few years, as we work together to make this dream of homefulness in Yelamu a reality. To Tiny and the Poor Magazine family, you all have changed my life. And thank you so much. Okay, I'm Mo, or Mohini. I'm a land justice lawyer at the Sustainable Economies Law Center. And I also am a volunteer member and organizer with the Bay Area Resource Generation chapter. I took People School 3 years ago after hearing so much praise about it from both my comrades at the Sustainable Economies Law Center and Resource Generation. And through Resource Generation, I unlearned my own class privilege patterns and lifestyles and wealth hoarding tendencies that I was trained to inhabit. And I think being in a relationship with Poor Magazine has just accelerated that learning so much. I could see more clearly what the stakes are for showing up in deep solidarity with poor people's movements. We know that the stakes are life or death. We know how much the violence of colonial systems turning sacred lands into private property, how much violence they caused at their inception through genocide, and in their continuation today through gentrification. My income and class privilege could be put in service of healing those wounds. I'm really humbled and honored to be here today. This work has been at the center of my heart for over the last year, both in my paid work with Sustainable Economies Law Center. We helped manage the real estate transaction and deal with the agents and the paper pushers. And we will work on a liberation easement for this land too. And my organizing with Resource Generation, the Leaderful campaign, we have, I think, more than 20 people from Resource Generation are probably here today who helped to fundraise the amount to purchase this lot in the last year. Being part of this sacred project to unsell Mama Earth, to house people without asking for colonial currency, to shift our narratives about property and poverty, two sides of the same coin, to uplift poor people's leadership and solutions has been deeply healing for me. I hope we can relish this moment of celebration and victory and stand steadfast in the journey to raise resources to build a multi-family, multi-story, Homefulness healing hub. I'll pass it to her now.
Hi everyone, my name is River. I am a member of Poor Magazine Solidarity Family, and I'm a member of the Bay Area chapter of Resource Generation. And I come from generational wealth that was built off of real estate development in the San Francisco Bay Area. And basically my great-grandfather started a real estate business in the 30s. My grandfather grew it, and my dad's generation of 7 siblings runs it today. And it is very clear to me how my family history is directly connected to the housing crisis that we face today, right? So from racial segregation in the 1930s to the financialization of housing in the 1980s, the impact of these things are felt so strongly today when we look at the housing crisis in the Bay Area. And by the financialization of housing, I mean like this weird, like specific, unique, weird form of capitalism where housing shifted from being like a place where people live to being like a financial asset that investors can like buy and trade and sell. And so at the heart of like this piece of my family history is a colonial lie that land can be bought and sold for profit, and that home is a commodity. And that specific lie is destroying the world for all of us, right? It's manufacturing scarcity of water, of food, of homes, that is fake. So it's not lost on me that my own liberation is entirely tied to projects like Homefulness succeeding, tied to the decommodification entirely of housing, because none of us are safe if our basic human rights can be held ransom, and safety does not look like hiding behind gates while the global majority is being swept over and over and over and over. So I want to shout out my dad, who did people school with me 3 years ago and is on his own journey, finding his role to play in our ancestral healing. And I want to shout out my mom, who's with me here today, who helped make this banner. I am entirely committed to disrupting this generational accumulation of wealth through real estate and investing instead in community ownership, because all of our liberations are bound. So if you too have access to class privilege, perhaps, or you have the privilege of being housed right now, and you see how your self-interest depends on the success of Poor Magazine's vision and Homefulness everywhere, dozens of them, hundreds of them, the entire decommodification of housing, and you would like to support because your self-interest is at stake, please leave your contact. Madeline has a raised clipboard for you to come sign up. Leave your contact, stay involved, join the Zoom call for Solidarity Fam, join a working group and start moving some work. Thank you, everyone.
She forgot that she's a beautiful musician.
Gracias por la medicina of Homefulness. I don't have anything prepared, but I do. My name is Veryl. I am also a liberation lawyer at the Sustainable Economies Law Center. And I'm very new to my healing journey, which was catalyzed in large part by, I'm so grateful that Mama Karina's here from Segurate Mantras. I'm so grateful for Tiny, Utiato, and Alvarado, and everyone at Homefulness for being part of this healing journey of mine, which has centered Mama Earth and has taught me so much humility and unlearning to do, because I'm trained as a lawyer, I'm trained as an academic, and these are two very challenging professions that center the ego and they center the head. And I've lost so much of my heart and my ability to feel for so long. And it really wasn't until meeting Mama Karina, Tiny, Poor Magazine, that really has really catalyzed my own sort of reconnection to all of life. And I'm just, it's a constant challenge. It's a constant challenge. But slowly, through these connections, and what I'm learning, I think what is so exciting, and I'm so glad Greg Castro is here today as well, because what is so exciting, one of the things, the realities of the real estate closing process is there's a specific timeline. You can imagine the seller wanting to close as soon as possible and holding your poor magazine to the fire of, a 30-day to 45-day closing window. But one thing that I know Poor Magazine really wanted to get right was to ask for permission from Mr. Yelamu, and as they've done at Jin, with Suorte, with Mama Karina. And I think that really has taught me so much about permission and just what it takes for me as a settler to be relational in this world and not transactional as I've been socialized to be. So, I myself will be attending People's School next weekend. I would love to invite any of you who want to be part of this journey with me. And I am just it's such a happy day today that we have begun this rematriation process here in Yelamu, where Poor Magazine began so many years ago. So, gracias por venir.
We want the park clean again. We want the streets clean again. We want the sidewalks clean again. Clean like when? Like the Jim Crow South clean? Like Rafa and Han Yunis clean? Like Derek Chauvin clean? Like we are not people because we live outside clean. Kill houseless people with bulldozers from Uchum to Palestine clean. Like ethnic cleansing clean? How clean do the streets have to be? So clean we can't be seen, so clean there isn't one houseless person it can ever even be. How clean must it be? Like a shiny metal countertop at Starbucks? How long must I wash? Do I need lye and bleach and a colonial cross? Can I sit? Can I hide? Can I make myself so small? There is nothing left of me inside. Just so I don't hurt your eyes when you walk by. Just so the streets stay clean of my dirty, houseless life. Evicted, swept, and killed for 7 times like these don't give a shit. But Mama Earth is not for sale. Come on, relatives, much louder than that. Mama Earth is not for sale. So the job killers and the cat killers, Waymo, and the loving neighbors can all hear us. Mama Earth is not for sale. That's what I'm talking about. We have warriors in the audience. I want to shout out to Teresa Molina. I want to shout out to Gloria Estela. I want to shout out to all the warriors. But I do want to also name that, I don't know if Lucas is here from Coalition Homelessness, but our warriors at Coalition Homelessness are very powerful and continue to fight. As most of you know, it's illegal to park your own vehicle in this land. You will be cited, ticketed, and towed. And for any of you guys who care about migrante relatives on these false sides of the colonial border, best believe that that's intersectional, because that's who they're towing and ticketing. That's who they're evicting and incarcerating. This town now has a thing called the Reset Center. I wonder what that is. If you don't reset, oh boy, you go to jail. If you do reset, you go to jail. Anyway, it's an endless cycle of carceral systems. And I want to call up beautiful relatives from Living Wage Coalition. I'm going to say a few words. And then we're going to move to painting the walls really quick.
And here's David Frias, campaign co-director for San Francisco Living Wage Coalition. And we work with Poor Magazine in the Alliance for Social and Economic Justice. And this is a alliance that is at the Center for Social and Economic Justice at 16th and Mission. We worked together over at the Redstone Labor Temple, but then left there when the environment there was poisoned by the gentrifiers who took over the building, then moved across the street. We're right next to the Victoria Theater. It's organizations of domestic workers, day laborers, sex workers, immigrant workers, people that are part of the new spirit of resistance in this country, the people who are fighting against the rising fascism, people who are fighting against the oppression that is taking place, and that we are inspired by the work of organizations such as organizations that are represented here today. We're organizations that share a common system change analysis, that we can't just put band-aids on the symptoms of the problem. We need to get down to the very root causes, which means changing this whole rotten, corrupt system. We are organizations that believe that the leadership needs to come from the people who are most affected by the social and economic inequities. The community needs to lead the movement. We are organizations that believe that culture, music, art, poetry are the ways that we all teach each other, the way that we build bridges, heal each other, and then ultimately we are inspired to fight and resist, and we will win. Well, thank you, Tiny. Thank you, Poor Magazine. Thank you, everyone that's here, for all that you have contributed to building the resistance.
Okay, so I want to shout out some people. I want to have all the Poor Magazine family come on up here, and I want to shout out to Robbie Powelson, who's a badass warrior who stands on the front line in so-called Marin County, where we know that they continue to violently sweep humans just like they're doing all across Turtle Island. But he is standing up for Sean and for other warriors out there. Alvaro June, Joseph Bolden, one of the original co-founders, with my mom and me. There's so many warriors here. But P-O-O-R, scholars till we die. The revolution begins with I. I want to shout out to my beautiful sister Queen Nandi Extrabo, one of the warriors and the writers of that. But before we close out the program, I just want to invite people to come back to the back and start to paint beauty into this land, paint in the spirit of Mother Earth, paint into the love of this land. Let's paint away this asphalt. Let's paint love into this land. And as we do that, we're all taking part in this. If you unsell Mother Earth, you see, then the land only belongs to the people. It only belongs to the plants and the animals, the four-leggeds and the winged ones. But it really only belongs to our spirit. So I want you to think about that with that intention as you add art to the wall. And I want to ask all of you to live into this dream today, that Mama Earth is not for sale! Let's do it 3 times, relatives. The Mama Earth! It's not for sale! The Mama Earth! It's not for sale! Well, right now, family, this spot of Mama Earth is not for sale. Okay, somebody else, Lydia, come up, one of the original People School teachers. And while she's talking, family, you can take some art and some paint. But let's hear it.
Buenas tardes. Hace muchos años yo conocí a Tiny. Many years ago I know Tiny. En ese tiempo yo caminaba con mi nieto. I was walking with my grandson. I was walking with my grandson that was in that time sick with cancer. Cuando conocí a Tiny, ella me invitó a escribir como reportera en Poor Magazine. When I met Tiny, she invited me to write as a Poor Magazine reporter. Se me hizo increíble que existiera una prensa para nosotros los pobres. It was unbelievable for me that press for poor people just exists. Tiny no solo es mi amiga, mi hermana y mi compañera. Es mi amiga y mi hermana. Es mi compañera en el concepto de Che Guevara. My sister, but es my compañera en el concepto de Che Guevara. Quiero decirles que yo he visto con Tiny y todo su equipo, no puedo mencionarlos a todos, pero les agradezco mucho que tengan un equipo junto con Tiny. Nos han demostrado que sí se puede. Y en este espacio también se va a poder. I want to tell everybody that I've been seeing Tiny working tirelessly for a long time, and I'm very grateful about all the team that has been making all this possible. And they were dreaming that this is gonna be possible, and it was possible. Y ese es el segundo espacio, pero vamos a tener muchísimos espacios más. We aim to have many more. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros construimos la riqueza, todos los que estamos aquí, todos los trabajadores. Y esa riqueza también debe ser para nuestros hijos. Because all the workers that make this city happening, that this city that is so rich, and we produce the we may have found a bathroom. And all the resources also are our resources. Y lo más importante es que hablemos con más trabajadores, con más pobres, y sigamos organizándonos, porque sí se puede. The most important thing is that we go and find more workers, more people that wants to work together, because yes, we can. Y quiero que repitan conmigo para que se les quede en la mente y lo hagan y trabajen y se unan. I want you to repeat with me and think about working and come with us together. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Ya se pudo! ¡Ya se pudo! Let's give it up for Gloria! Thank you, Gloria.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. We appreciate you. We love you. We need you. Say what? Oh, Teresa. Teresa, presente. Jamás será vencido el pueblo unido. Jamás será vencido. Hola, muy buenas tardes a todos. ¿Cómo están? gracias a todos por apoyar a Poor Magazine. Yo conozco a Tiny hace muchos años y no es mi amiga, sino que es mi hermana. Yo la considero mi hermana porque en los momentos más que he estado en problemas, ella me ha tendido la mano y por eso la quiero mucho y he aprendido bastante en Poor Magazine. Prensa pobre, es la prensa de los pobres como nosotros. No hay que enfrentarnos de que somos pobres, sino sentirnos orgullosos y seguir adelante apoyando a la gente que nos necesita. Lo que no se nos suba ese orgullo.
For many years, she has been a part of Poor Magazine, writing books and doing reports, and the Poor Magazine News Network reports that she has been a part of.
Hace como más de 20 años que conozco a ella y la verdad que como les dije anteriormente, no la quiero como una amiga, sino como una hermana, y pues he agarrado mucho cariño a su hijo y a ella y a todos los que formamos parte de la prensa pobre.
She not only loves Tiny and the family and all of Poor Magazine, but considers everyone not only a friend, but a sister. So Tiny is not only a friend, but a sister.
Y pues aquí en esta organización no conocemos razas, colores ni nada. Todos somos iguales, todos nos queremos. Si no sabemos el idioma, tratamos de aprender para hablar y platicar con ellos.
The organization of Poor Magazine doesn't know color or race, and whatever language you come, it's united in the struggle.
Y si gustan tener libros de los viajes y muchos libros que hemos hecho, películas, poesía, hemos hecho de todo. Allí está Tiny, yo no sé si los trajo esta vez, pero creo que ahí están enfrente. Ahí puede preguntar el precio, que no vale todo el esfuerzo que hicimos para hacerlo.
It's worth all of the force of our soul, of our heart, to make the films, the poems, and the stories of the travels that all come together to make the stories of Poor Magazine.
Y así pueden conocer las historias de muchas de nosotras que estamos en prensa pobre o que estuvimos en el pasado, cómo llegamos a este país y cómo sufrimos para poder lograr llegar hasta aquí.
Coming to this country to work hard and suffering, it's the medicine of Poor Magazine that we get through the poor press.
Pues muchas gracias, lo que me resta es decirle que nos sigan apoyando, que sigan creyendo en lo que Poor Magazine hace y adelante, nada para atrás, vamos por más.
And thank you to everybody. We continue forward, never backwards, continue struggling and fighting together. Give it up for Gloria.
Okay, we got a couple beautiful poets who are going to spit some work. But before we do that, can we get some serious love for Natalia and Sean who brought us this beautiful food? Can we get so much like endless love and hugs for Natalia and Sean? I just love. So we'll start with Osla Native and then I'll warm you up for Lori Herrera.
Land back! That's right, Homefulness the world. So good to be here. Thank you everyone for coming. Just want to spit a little poem. It's called All Power to the People. We need land back. And we're not asking your permission, we demand that. No politics who can overstand that. We're still dealing with your viruses and anthrax. Must I remind you about all the West Niles and the swine flu? Measles, chickenpox, tuberculosis, and that mysterious shot and up the dosages. Then they up the voltage, shocking our immune system like radiation roaches. Electromagnetic pulses, vaccine prescriptions and poisonous potions. pollution, the oil in the ocean, the air that we breathe, jet streams that be smoking, colonized by these banks and corporations. Unsustainability, where's United Nations? Mobilize, decolonization, decolonize, that's self-determination. Organize for land liberation. Unseal Mama Earth reparation. Unseal Mama Earth. This is her story. His story been alive since they first started. Ever since they arrived here on Turtle Island, they came for the gold and the colonizers. Why they causing all these health complications? Along with air pollution, weather modification, water contamination, reverse osmosis, advanced filtration. Now that's toilet to tap, and they charging us for it to make it a cap. We are the water planet. We ain't running out of water. Become more educated. The smartest is the hardest. We have oceans of it deep beneath the mantle. Primary water from a stream, spring, natural. Unseal Mama Earth. This is her story. Land back, and we give Creator the glory. Homefulness the world.
I am a descendant of manifesting destinies from Nihon to Ohlone. Many stops in between. Angel Island, Holly Coast, Slower Land. Fear and hate from the white man renamed us enemy alien. You can run away, but they will catch you in a day. San Francisco, New Mexico, Louisiana, Tanforan, Tule Lake, Popaz, Kuski, Idaho. Yes, I am a descendant of migrants, slave labor, wage slavery, working class. I pay the loud rent. It makes me want to vent. Pinon and KEXU 96.1 Poor News Network. Othership is my scholarship. We are all connected. Mommy on the streets. Free, free, free Palestine! Natalia and Sean. Come on, y'all. Come up to the mic. Everybody give a big round of applause for Natalia. Can I get a
Well, Lori said put us on the mic, so we're here on the mic. My name is Sean. This is Natalia. We're members of the Solidarity family. Very moved to be here in this beautiful space, to be welcomed here by Greg Castro and everybody. So, go to People's School. We're here to say go to People's School. It's a beautiful place, and there's a lot of suffering going on. There's a lot of constant pain going on that we're watching in all directions right now. And so, the beautiful homefulness that is going to grow through this concrete is really just such a beautiful place, a beautiful source of hope. And so, I don't really have a poem to say, but just very, very happy to be welcomed into this space by all the wonderful poverty scholars, and to be allowed to be a Solidarity family member, and just happy to see all the beautiful hard work that everyone's been doing that will eventually grow something incredible above our heads right here to house folks. And so, Natalia, what do you want to say?
Thanks everybody for coming. There's still a lot of food. Take some home. I don't got room in my car. But yeah, thanks y'all for coming. This is for all the folks who are here in Solidarity. As someone who now has, educational privilege, but whose parents were both homeless when they immigrated to this country, no matter how far up you think you come, you can always fall down just as far. So always make sure that you're leading in your community, that you're supporting the community that leads you, and give back, because folks out here have it hard. San Francisco's a pretty place, but it's got some ugly features, so make sure y'all support each other. Make sure we're all here in peace and love and all of that. Free Palestine, fuck ICE. Thanks y'all for coming.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling out there today? Do you love the medicine of Poor Magazine and Homefulness? Are you with us? We feel it, we feel it. My name is Lori. I am a poverty scholar, formerly unhoused, currently paying the Laya rent. I'm part of the Solidarity family. I'm also an artist with Poor Magazine.
I'm also standing in my hometown. I'm from the Mission. I'm from Capit 23rd. My family was forced out of the city because we couldn't afford to buy a house here. Our family is still here, but when my dad and my mom were ready to make a home and make us, they couldn't stay because of gentrification and rising prices of housing. And this is their community. My dad grew up here, went to Mission High, and my uncle's Casa Bandito is right down the street, and my family has contributed a lot to the culture of the Mission through Latin rock music and art. Tio Michael Rios. And so I'm here today feeling very much at home here in our little pizza slice of liberated land here on the corner of Army Street and Mission, also known as Cesar Chavez. I'm gonna share a little piece with y'all. This is my slam bio. I am a seed from the plantations of Hawaii, desde los campos de Mexico, planted in the land of the Ohlone, buscando mi historia. I am a seed, a mixed kid, sprouted in La Mission, transplanted to the streets of Vallejo, nurtured in the soil of Segurate. Hija de bombero, keiki o kakumu, poor and privileged. Shedding assimilation, returning to foundation, cultura, Juliana, liberación, la hui, familia, ohana, amor, aloha. I'm a loving liberation soldier, dreaming to be salmon, a defiant patch of corn, of mighty taro, rooted deep in the concrete, reaching for the sun, growing to Malama Aina and feed my people for generations to come. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for being here today. We love you, relatives. Please grab a paintbrush and put some love on Homefulness 4's walls for us.
My name is Angel, and hi, Tiny. Okay, so a lot of us have lived this long journey out here through homelessness, and I'm one of them. I told Tiny earlier that pretty much in my journey, I've stayed through a lot of these streets, these back streets and everything else out here. Honestly, one of my areas was literally in this parking lot, right in that corner, before they actually put these gates up. Okay, so we have been pushed out from everywhere that we go to and settle down at. We've had our property taken by DPW on numerous occasions. We've been told where to go, where not to go, and then pushed out from there the next day. Being out here in the world of homelessness is actually quite difficult, and it's driven a lot of us into the life of drugs and prosperity. Okay, I did not plan on doing this, so.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
But it's also brought me a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge on things that I was never accustomed to growing up in foster care. And so I can say I live both sides of the life in a way. And also, I've met a lot of people who have become very close to me. And honestly, a lot of them are not here anymore due to the drug epidemic and of fentanyl and other things. A lot of them are locked away. Also, I met the woman that I love so much out here. Yeah. And so this journey that I have gone through has been very difficult, but it's been something that I wouldn't give back for the world, honestly. Because without this, I probably would have been stuck up like a lot of these people that we deal with out here. And I've grown a whole new family, a whole new lifestyle. I've went through the time of actually being on substances to actually being clean, and like I've gone through, I'm gonna be honest here, I've gone through actually, okay, so I've gone through basically the time of being a person who had to do what he had to do to live out here and move on to a person who actually has a job now and who's going back to school. So I just want to thank Homefulness and everybody in this community who has actually given me and my family a new way of life and has given us a helping hand upon this journey.
My name is Stephanie Grant. I wasn't gonna talk, that's why I didn't do anything. But yeah, please come help us decorate the wall. I don't know what to say. I am so very thankful for Homefulness. I was the witness to the Luis Gabor shooting in 2016. I am so thankful for Tiny and Homefulness for taking me in. Tiny got me off the streets. I was on Shotwell and in the Mission when the whole thing went down. I was also pregnant with my son, who is now 9 years old. I was pregnant with Jackson.
Hey,
Jackson now.
Jackson!
Hi.
Hi, Jackie!
I was pregnant with Jackson when the Luis Gongora shooting happened. I was in a tent with my past partner, John Weiser, who is not with us anymore. Everything happened so fast, and like they ended up putting us out, and we became basically victims to so much bullshit. We were harassed by the police after the shooting multiple times. They put us in the navigation center, me and my ex-partner. They put us in the navigation center over on 16th. It's not there anymore, but we were also kicked out. And Tiny and them and Homefulness put us up in a hotel over, I think it was the Travel Lodge. Sorry. It was the Travel Lodge, and we also got chased out of there by the police. And it was just a lot, it was a lot. But when the shooting happened, I vowed to myself that I wasn't gonna let him die in vain. And if it wasn't for Homefulness, I would not be the person I am today. And I want to thank Tiny and Homefulness once again. Tiny alone is just such an inspiration. Homefulness is such an inspiration, and
thanks to Tiny and all of her help, I have my own LLC going. It's up and coming, I should say. It's called Room to Grow, so look out for us. We are giving away, well, not giving away, but we're helping with second chances. And I'm hoping to get my residential soon, so I can help people, you know, get that second chance that we're waiting for, you know? And it's not, you don't need insurance. You don't need insurance. It's for anybody that just wants a second chance. You don't have to be coming out of a shelter. You don't have to, you could be just doing it for yourself, you know? So just watch out for us. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Leija, I wanted to give you guys something as an indigenous person to not these lands. I'm what they call a Hollywood Indian. Those are my homelands. And I just wanted to give you a small gift. This song was written during the times of the mission when our people were gathered up, incarcerated, killed, dead, thought that the world would end with us and we would never ever rise again. And here I am, an extinct person in front of you. If extinct people can still stick around, I know all of y'all got better than a good chance of standing up. Cham chapa chamamayom chikwi squee cham. 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 Yam yapa yani yamayom yani yamayom. Cham chapa chamamayom chikwi squee cham.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I see. Our Frank is going to get on the mic. Let's do it.
I am one of the residents here at Homefulness #1 in Oakland, and Homefulness has brought hope and joy to my life, and I'd like to share kind of how it makes me feel in a roundabout way. The setting sun is setting fire to the office buildings. The sunlight glows brighter than anything on the horizon. Its little fires of brilliant orange standing out from all the lilac gray fog and ocean spray of the coast. It's beautiful. The sky and the sea meet. The vast merchants' vessels look like they're about to sail off the edge of the world. Higher in the atmosphere, the clouds are tinged with pink, looking soft and strong. They paint the mountains in the distance even darker and more mysterious in contrast. In the dark and heavy purple of the larger clouds, I see the truth. When I was a kid, I believed I was a spy. I made up stories of documenting state secrets and selling them to the highest bidder. The most important thing to me was looking cool and using spy gadgets, but second to that, I had a voracious appetite for mystery. Questions sprung up about everything, and answers just made me more curious about the beautiful, violent world we share. Every rock I looked under hid a whole world to explore and fiddle with, answers to tease out, seize, and devour. In the dark and heavy purple of the most promising rain clouds, I find the truth I have been searching for. Is the world too big and too wide to love me? Does it have space for everyone? What lies around the next corner? And just how pretty is it? Twilight turns to dusk and pink explodes across the sky. City skyscrapers, closer now, look downright magical in these moments before the inky and equally transformative darkness settles in. Golden electric lights dance across the way, just beyond the grass. They morph into car headlights, mundane but just as striking. There's always more to look for, always more to see, as much as you want. Icy blue replaces the warm pink clouds. True night descends before my eyes, washing away the day with a minty freeze. Yellow streetlights look like slitted cat's eyes peeking through the glowing light. In the dark, nothing is quiet. The city is alive and supercharged, and the second I put this poem down, I'm going to jump and slash right into it.
All right.
français. Hello. My name is Baudelaire Lafleur. Born and raised in Berkeley, living in Oakland, all that known as Huchunaloni territory. There is a poem I wrote a while back. This poem I wrote is called Assimilation Will Not Save Us All. I'm a proud Métis in the eyes of my ancestors. I'm a proud, terrifying half-breed in the eyes of colonizers with their hands stained with the blood of children consumed by white lies. My great-great-grandfather was a red child. He was a French half-breed when he had my great-grandmother. Then when he migrated to the U.S. Empire, he was now a proclaimed proud white man. People latch on to whiteness as a way to survive a world where that romanticizes the cold, pale way of living, frozen to the core where the spirit is nowhere to be found. Fire is the way to liberate ourselves from this desolate world where there's no return. Burn down the institutions of currency, the institutions of whiteness, the institutions where people have suffered for too long. Pretending that you're not your ancestors will not save us all. Pretending that you're just white will not save us. Blinding ourselves with snow-colored glasses will not save us. All the fascists and neoliberals will tell you, this is how things are. We will save you for all this chaos, this anarchy. Donate to your local charity. Vote red or blue. This reality is a burden to our spirits. The universe is chaos itself, liberating everyone from the vicious cycle of capitalism, colonialism, and imperialism. We are the people. We are ourselves. We are ourselves.
Thank you to all the poverty scholars who shared some poetry and art. Inviting y'all again, if you haven't had a chance to come to People's School, please do sign up. We'll be having it January 31st and February 1st. You can register online at poormagazine.org. Click on the education tab and scroll down. It's a short questionnaire and it's a sliding scale registration. So if you ain't got nothing, that's how much it costs. But like Tiny says, we are in fact poor. So if you can kick down, please do. Thank you so much for being here today. We love you so much.